I'm sure there's a technique to reading poetry, but I'll do my best. Continuing on in the same booklet, City Vortex. Heading south from George's Street, the road takes inch by inch upward gradient. And somehow this inch by inch has a huge gravity pull. There's a double telephone box, and I'm in one, phoning not once but twice. I ring. 2 separate answering machines. A lifeline, a boy to hold on to. Me stating who, where, and when, why. I need help. Send out the helicopters, the lifesavers, the mountain dogs. I have become trapped on the crack of a sheer face of shops, city vortex, stuck, neither able to go up nor down from this point, this spot. My bicycle and me can't make it. Somehow my call resonates with the listeners when they finally, hand over heel, climb back into the safety of their flats. They know exactly what I'm going through. They nod when they hear my voice. A prayer got me home. My head down, I very slowly, carefully walked my bike and did not look back. In a sheer coastline facing south, high sun, all stone, nature's stone slipways into the sea, layers of sandstone, blocks on top of smooth grey bedrock. All that time, the back and now forth under the sea, sand laid down, down and down, then massed up inch by inch by inch, and now worn away grain by grain by grain. The sea taking back its building blocks, and no one in sight. As I sit and lie, warming in the sun, a cuckoo calls, battleship grey, birds of all sorts, from Africa maybe. Later, the tide, with foam fingers, all playing multi-duets on piano keys, stones flat, move up the rock. All stone walls, every piece of land walled in by a million stones, 1,000 fields, some happy, cowslips, orchids, primroses, oxeye daisies, buttercups, some worn and sad, seaweed no longer collected, rocks pushing through. And more. This one, I won't really retranslate because it's got to print it. See that? I'll read it anyway. Little Thing in Allies, County Cork. Some water. There's one. After doing nothing for half an hour, lying on the grass, I don't care if it's damp under the grass, just big, grey, beautiful clouds, unlike today. A waddling thing. Hello. Not quite it. Bendy legs over the page. Don't like ink. Time to let it go to the grass. Long walk on the page. Tent. This is my space, this safe nest, my green dome, only big enough for one. Only mere material are my walls to the outside, rains, storms. Song. Do that one. No, I won't do that one. The Craft magazine. The Craft magazine. 40p. My 9-year-old pocket money for the week was spent down in the favourite, buying a weekly craft magazine. Cycling down the mucky lane on my sister's big blue bike, I'd stand on the pedals. Outside the shop, one black pedal would balance it on the edge of the pavement. Back in the mid-70s, patchwork candles, paper flowers, herbal oils, beadwork, basket weaving was in. And I dreamt of having a shop somewhere in that bohemian 70s world, selling what I made. Standing up on the pedals, I'm cycling that bike again, to hedge lane, dry stone walling, basket weaving, my 9-year-old's dream. Keeping an eye on each other. Somehow, I've missed a heartbeat of time in knowing you. What happened over 4 years of keeping an eye on each other? A friendship somehow swept overboard into a deep sea of daily days, of hours ticked on, of other affairs of the heart, soul, other beds. And my lostness only now I see, and I'm too afraid to stitch up those broken days together, of missed ordinary days of your life and of mine. Distance, Bewley's. The eye loves distance. I look through 2 double doors to the 3rd room and see an old man with a hat sitting with a smile. That doesn't exist anymore. That was Bewley's in Westmoreland Street. It's a lovely place. Finally, that's a song. Finally, there's one poem, tiny one, called Gossip. Gossip. She takes them out, one by one, lined them up to assess, including me behind my back. Every flaw, all details put down to while away her hours. And so that concludes that book, and that's from Visual Voice 2. An exhibition of art, song lyrics and poetry by Joan Walsh at the Dublin Writers' Museum, 50th to the 30th of June 2001. Brought to you kindly by myself on the edge of the wilds of County Roscommon. Right, I'll do the other book in a little bit.